When I was 15, I started having problems outside, self-harming and stuff like that. And then met my ex-partner, who had very bad domestic violence with him. Got pregnant with my eldest daughter. Knew that I had to get out of the relationship, but couldn't because I was up in Malvern at the time, and nothing was being done. Going back and forth to doctors saying about being depressed and feeling horrible and suicidal, and that they just put down to postnatal depression. Then I moved back to Kennedy, had my other daughter, which again was by my ex-partner because I thought I'd give him another go, which was completely wrong. Got pregnant, which is a blessing, but unfortunately she's got the same, my ex-partner, because we had domestic violence again. My dad kicked off and managed to get him out of the house, and police wouldn't even help us or anything. They just said it was all my own fault at that time. Obviously the police were a lot better now, but at that time they said it was all my own fault. And then met my partner, who I'm with now, and had another 2 sons. Same thing happened again. Postnatal depression, bad. That's what they kept putting it down to. And then I came here when I went to one particular doctor after my youngest son was born, and she said, "Have they ever given you any help or any?" I said, "Well, no, just pills, usual." So she got me into study at Kennedy. She also told me to come here, which was, at that point was at London Road. Went there, absolutely petrified going in. I remember the day, it was absolutely petrified, but I didn't know whether or not I was being paranoid because it was something out of my comfort zone, because I didn't feel that I could do anything then while I was just a mum, because obviously I had to give up with it because of my illness, and I was my partner's carer at that point as well, but you take these things on board. And then I went in, and yeah, that was it basically. I started doing all the courses, started picking my life up little bits by bits. Helped that Emma was doing the crash at the time, because obviously I was able to get Max into the crash. That's a shame we haven't got that no more. And then we moved down here and started doing all the extra courses, like building confidence and computers, which I hadn't done from school. Maths when it was here before now. And just started doing the mock group. We did a maths production at the university last year, which I had to do a poem, because obviously I wasn't actually part of the drama group at that point, but they wanted me involved to do this poem that I did, which again was about domestic violence. So that was fantastic. The Moving On project, which is hopefully going to help people outside of Asha, bring people into Asha, try and again build for women who cannot get into the community, can't get in because of travel, and we're going to hopefully try and take that outside to help with people who need extra confidence to be able to get outside, and of all ages. They asked questions about the GPs and what we thought about mental health services, and because when I went to study at Kennedy, the doctor I saw there thought I had bipolar too. I've been to see other people since then, and they said it's personality disorder or borderline emotional disorder. I don't know what the difference is, to be honest, because when you look at these things, it all classes as the same thing, just different names. And when I went to these health watch things, I was quite, well, why have they got to give all the waiting times? Why have they got to give all these different disorders when really it should be just one, and the waiting time for the health watch, for the study is too long, and I just gave my opinions to the health watch of things that should be done for both me and my daughters, because obviously, my daughters have both been very poorly. My eldest, when he died, so she ended up getting postnatal stress because of it, but they wouldn't see her for 7 or 8 weeks. Again, same with Holly, she did CAMS waiting for 7 or 8 weeks, and unfortunately she went to school and nearly took an overdose at school, which resulted in CAMS actually pushing her up the ladder. And my attitude was, why does it have to get to that last resort to be pushed up the ladder. It shouldn't. The GPs and health workers need to listen to people to understand. And to be honest, if it wasn't, for here for Asha, I probably wouldn't have had the confidence to speak to people like that at all, and deal with my daughter's problems as well. Self-belief and confidence back, and realise that I'm not just a mum, not being just a carer or somebody who has to go to work. I'm a person of my own beliefs, and more of I'm a person of my own. I've got my own individual stamp on life, and I need to put that out there. I'd be stuck at home. I wouldn't be going out. I know that the only time I'd be going out would be literally to get my son from school and that'd be it. I can't get up in the mornings, but Asha tends to give me a bit of a purpose, to give me a kick up the backside to realise I've got to go upstairs, get dressed, put makeup on, and come outside the house and get the bus and do things that are like, say somebody who will go to work 9 to 5 every day, do automatically, whereas I have to literally push myself to do it. And coming here, I feel comfortable, feel happy. And it's also a time that when I have had problems with my daughters with their problems, and just myself with my own mental health problems, that I can come and sit in a cafe, have a cup of tea. If I want a good cry, have a good cry, and I can get it out without making myself feel like I'm being silly and stupid, basically.
Right.
That's bad. It's weird when you talk about it though.